Hello, which student you know?
You said that you now.
Okay, I should go first. Okay, no problem. I'm coming.
I wish that could, have a number of all of us here so that, if if people get to watch this recording, they can actually see all the capstone projects. But we'll work with what we have right now.
Hello, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen. Can see your screen.
Okay. So can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, we can hear you. Wait, I just want to ask, how long do you think it will take you to walk us through this? You want us to put a time cap on it, or you think you'll be done in a reasonable amount of time?
It depends on you. How much time do you think it should be?
I don't know, say like 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. 10 minutes it is.
You think 10 minutes will be the last meeting, Sha?
Sure. Let's see how far we can do with that. 10 minutes.
All right. Go
Okay.
for it.
So let me start my timer. Okay, so basically, yeah, I want to talk about the state gap, substate, substate gap. Basically, the meaning of substate is just like, how will I explain it? Like something that holds up something. For example, now for you to build the app, and I say yeah, for you to build the house, you have to have a foundation. So basically, the foundation is like,
Can you turn off the sound on your
what
I
is
think
it?
it's echoing a little bit. Turn off the sound on your second device, like the speaker or something.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, yes, it's clear.
Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying that for you to build like house, have some sort of spaces. Basically, I just want to like use all the topics that I have treated past. I mean, couple of weeks. I want to like create it and use it to like make substantial and reasonable claim on it. So basically, that's the idea of this whatever this article, blog, whatever you call it. I shall write in shall I write up. So basically, I will just go right into it. So basically, Africa sits in the supply side of artificial intelligence. Its mineral, its land, and its power, its language, and its creative work, and almost nowhere in the returns. But national AI strategy ability enough. I'm not sure 10 minutes is enough, sha, but let me just continue. So basically, we are like how will I put it like this? We supply the raw materials, we supply the cogent things like needed for the foundations, but we are not there. Like how will I put it? We are not the ones that are like ruling the artificial intelligence. Let me continue. So basically, the total data centers that we have across African continent consuming about 360 megawatts, and that's like under 1% of global capacity. And basically, these data centers are majority of them are for IT. What I'm not doing by IT, like for people that are running cloud like servers, they are not necessarily for AI. So it is just recently that they are just like upgrading most of what we have to fit it for the AI data centers that are needed. So AI racks pull about 120 to 140 kilowatts, whereas standard normal racks used for normal daily tasks pull about 10 to 15. That's like a very massive change. So that's currently where Africa sits currently now. So now looking at yep, the stack, the supplied versus own. Basically, I'm going to be looking at these 6 or 7. Yeah, it's going to look like seven types of like conversations. I'll reduce it to 6. The claim, the stack, the input, the cost, the return, and then the case study. So this is like the stack. So currently, what the continent contributes? I already said it that we contribute like raw materials. So looking at this one now, we contribute raw materials in types of cobalt, coltan, manganese, lithium. We supply them, but in terms of ownership, we supply this thing, but in terms of ownership, we don't really own them. We just export them most of the time, or people come and use it for us, and then we don't have power over it. In terms of energy generation and land, we also supply, but not that much. But ownership is very minimal. Data center and compute in fact, our supply is minimal. Our ownership is also minimal. In foundation models, I talked about this Atlas Umoja, I think last week, about how we build our own models from scratch, and that's like basically the that's the only foundation models I think Africa has as a whole, and that's obviously very small compared to the global standard, and ownership is also very small. Training data is kind of partially much in that people use a lot of our data to train, but ownership is zero. Like this is emphasis on this. We have zero ownership over them. Are you guys still hearing me clearly, Sha?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so
Okay. Okay. So applications and startups, ownership is minimal and supply is also minimal. So basically, I will not waste time. Let me just go to the next slide. I'll see talk about this. Scale is qualitative because most of all the things that we are supplying here, most of all we have it in numbers, but in terms of like ownership, we don't really have much cumulatively. So what goes in, what we supply? So minerals, land and energy, language and creative works. Those are what like input. So based on what goes in now, for instance, now the Gambia and DRC, like they produce copper, tantalum and other. I can't be reading everything that I have here. Like basically, we have these like minerals, we have this like in land and energy, and we have this language and creative work. Those are like what we supply to, into the artificial intelligence ecosystem. But basically, what do we get now? Looking at this, whatever this is called, whether a picture or whatsoever, we are supplying these three, and this is what we are being get. And basically, looking at all these things now, they are not our own. Look at this one: compute capacity is cited abroad, model revenue is non-African holders, IP, and that's intellectual properties and rights ownership, they are non-African holders, and also the African owner, they are just those are like the only parts where we are like getting returns on most of our inputs into the AI at large. So basically, we are just inputting a lot and we are getting very less. This is the only part that we are getting. African own app. That's where we are like getting stuff. So basically, energy is one of the input stream where value could be captured, but by exporting most of all these, site computing, that's where the power generation now becomes something that is not our own. And that's where policy needs to come into place. So what stays in yeah, I think I talked about this particular update the time I was speaking about energy. That Kenya and Microsoft announced the $1 billion, geothermal kind of data center build in Kenya. And then they started. But by 2026, very little has gone. And that's because of the fact that having green energy potential does not equal to infrastructure. Because if you are going to be building a fully functioning AI data center, energy is not the only thing to look at. You have to look at other things. And what they plan on doing is using like they want to take up to like a quarter of what Kenya is producing and just use it on one site, which is definitely not possible because they don't have the infrastructure. That's also where like part of the costs that we need to look at now. We don't have the infrastructure already. Now, these same structures will appear in different material. Generative system now compete commercially with the creators, with work trained with them, identity and voice cloning and all that. Those are also part of the cost that we need to look at. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't even have the easy expertise now. You don't have the expertise. Talking about that, now we move to the return. Return basically with all these what's it called? With all this that we are inputting and with all this that this thing is costing us and what stays behind, what comes back to us. So basically we have about 1,400 AI related companies. I talked about this last week. And African founders, basically they have only been disciplined and then building systems, building I talked about it that we have been using AI for financial purposes, for agricultural purposes, and then I've forgotten the last one. Which are like the main three stuff. I think yeah, and for health in health in healthcare. So basically we only use them for like we apply them. That's the word. That's what I was emphasizing last week, that we don't really have AI startup. We just have startups that apply AI to their solutions. So that's basically what we have back. And looking at this cumulative investment across the African AI ecosystem against a single US hyperscaler is very, 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 very low. Amazon alone spent 3 billion just in 2024, and the whole Africa cumulative investment is just 2 billion. Like that's very, very, very small. So with all this being said, we need to migrate from the application layer and problems that are incorporate less. Like we should not settle for less of like applying only. We should look for means to build our own from scratch if possible. Safe. That's the essence for the substrate. So my time is up. Jesus. Okay, I'll just rush it up. I'm almost done. I think I have just two more things to talk about. So does the strategy see this substrate? So basically that was the first pick. And using Egypt as like the case study now, it has developed. The strategy is, sort of balance is okay. Targeting 7.7% of the GDP from AI and ICT by 2030 and 30,000 AI professionals and 250 plus AI companies. All these are like references from the strategy of Egypt. So the question is not whether it's a good document, it's whether the AI strategy engages with the physical and creative material in its own AI sectors. So it has 6 pillars. I could remember I talked about these 6 pillars for data, ICT, and AI infrastructure, ecosystem, and talent. And it has, 21 initiatives. Out of all, one of the initiatives is data center sustainability under infrastructure. None addresses mineral supply, energy sourcing from compute, or rights in creative training data. The technology pillar commits to the national Arabic LLM without a stated data provenance or remuneration mechanism. Basically, what this is saying is that this taking Egypt as a case study, looking at their strategy, like their AI strategy that they drafted out, they published that they published quite a lot of things, but they did not address the core parts. Like they did not address minerals, they did not address energy sourcing for compute. For instance, now what they just said is data center sustainability. Like that's very broad. Like that's so general. Like you can't just come and just say why building a house, who build a house, like house sustainability. They don't talk about like the things that are foundation to building a house, how we get the bags of cement, how we get, recruit people that will do this. They like basically using Egypt as a case study. Egypt like has a lot of flaws. Like I'm not ready to correct them, but using them as a case study now, but they have like, quite a lot of things to improve on. Talking from this perspective now. So looking at taking Egypt as case study, looking at what I'm talking about, and there are 6 pillars on minerals and supplies. This 00 means silent. I hope you guys are following me. So you can just react or something so I can
Yes,
know.
yes, yeah.
Okay, so this 00 means empty, like they are silent about it. On governance, the impact on minerals and supply chain on governance, they are silent about it. On tech, they are silent about it. On data, they are silent about it. Basically, all their six pillars talking about minerals, they are silent about it. For energy sourcing and compute, the only thing they partially mentioned is infrastructure. They were silent about it for the remaining, you know, six pillars. Computer and data centers. The only thing they mentioned was the infrastructure, which was what I mentioned data that they build data center sustainability. And that was very, very broad. It's not like really. You can only see this chart. I don't have time to really examine it, but basically this is like sort of like things that we even environment. I not talk about environment. Environment is part of what we need to assess. Like before you commission a data center, like you need to have the EIA, that's the environmental impact assessment. Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Sorry for that. Sorry for that break. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was saying, I see this chart basically that's what he's talking about, and this is not actually a criticism. We're not like criticizing them. We are just like pointing out where this pattern also reflects in other countries, even in Nigeria. Even though I did not really examine that of Nigeria. This pattern really evolves in other countries where their AI strategy are just too general. They don't address the core facts we are talking about. This is just like an example. There are other things that you cannot mention here that their AI strategy did not really address. So this is just like a template for other countries in Africa. That's like a rise to African strategists, people that draft this. They should really, really look at what the substrate gap is. You should not just generalize this and just say we'll do this, we'll do that. Just like the way Nigerian politicians, bamboozle us about. They should not just like make formulate different stuff. They should talk about how we implement it. Talk about the practical part. That's basically what this is about, the substrate gap. And also, these are just like this is the last thing I'll be talking about, the four things to change. And this is addressed, I don't know, just addressed to the African as a whole, not basically for pardon this my whatever I would say, African Union Commission and all that. This is just things for Africans to know. Target the power electronics needs. Okay. So basically, we build the component around the processor, but not the processor itself. Meaning that most of all these materials, raw materials, and all that, they are gotten from us. They are gotten from us, but not the processor itself. And that we cannot compete. We cannot like say that we'll start building our processor. No. But what can we do? We can. An AI server is not just comprises of only the processor. There are other things that makes up a data center like an AI server rack. We can think of bringing about most of all these raw materials and making sure that in terms of building an AI rack, at least we don't just export everything. At least we contribute to part of our power electronics in building data centers. That's part of means by which we start monopolizing and what's the English now? Building sovereign AI. That's the word. So we should target the power electronics needs because that's where like the main bulk of the work is towards data centers. And if we can, you know, target it, it's going to give us more results. Also concerning this devolving licensing and other things. Yeah, I made a presentation on this and I think Ezekiel did well to point that out. It was during one of the weeks, yeah, that we don't really have like a we cannot just like come and build your own this thing anyway. At least there are some rules governing it. So those rules they just state that they decentralized it to like states. Basically, they did not like enforce a state to like draft out. They just say that if a state doesn't have, use the federal government, what's it called? Federal government get license for the federal government, which is in a way not good because why will you not like as a state, why will you not have plans for AI in your state? I don't know. This is where you should start. We should start like mandating it that all states come up with their own, licensing body. You should not just make it like just if your state has this thing, get a license from there. If it doesn't have, no, we should make it case by case because that's where like most of the progress really starts from. And also that most of all these data centers, most of them, they are not the revenue, they are like not for us. Take for instance now, Microsoft will just come and then come and build their data center here. That's also good. It's also good in such a way that I mean it brings about some sort of you know revenue to the country. But I'm talking about that most we should tie it to the fact that these data centers that they will I mean this I'm talking about energy. Sorry for like taking much of your time. This too is talking about the energy electricity act that Ezekiel talked about. Just like an observation that can be, done better. Is that we should tie it to the fact that if you are not like using your what's it called? If you are not using this thing in country, how will I put this for instance? Say for instance now Microsoft comes and builds a data center in Nigeria. Now that we know that obviously the gain is going to Microsoft. There should be a law that says that for someone like Microsoft, the amount will be more than like the amount the guy is paying will be more than even though it looks like as if it doesn't really matter I mean at face value, but at the practical value, encouraging like what's the English to use now? Encouraging local like our local companies to come into this space and build data centers. We also this law will also go a long way in helping them. I don't know how best to explain that. I think I've tried. Also, environmental assessment before licensing. I talked about it that most of the AI strategy lacks this environmental assessment support, and that's the one thing we should look into before you license the data center. Assess the environmental assess it environmentally and also the provenance and rights in train data. Basically, all of our data that are going to be used, that are going to be used to train other AI models should have this C2P. I talk about this C2P. C2P, I think it counts coagulation, coalition for data provenance and authorization. If I'm correct, that's the word. Sha. I can't remember the meaning of the C2P, but basically the idea of this is just like having like an ingredient. For example, when you produce a product, if you have having an ingredient of what makes up the product. So CTP is like a label that is attached to every of our data that are going to be used. That we, this data is from Africa. It's not from anywhere, and wherever it's generated, if you show it, there, that's the idea of this CTP, so that you won't have issues around rights and provenance in training data. So wow, two further recommendations are, making the regional cloud policy. I think I talked about this I can't remember. I talked about this as also a recommendation that the EU should implement a, regional cloud policy and also statutory, statutory integration of national health strategy into water and environmental codes, meaning they should address how water and, our environment are being depleted in forms of this. So basically, these are just links containing where this came from. Most of the references are from my, slides that I did throughout, and this are it. Everything is working right. If you click this link now, it's going to take you to my slide deck, and basically this is my reflection, what I've learned, and the review, and then all that. Basically, these are like the sources, and I think that's the end of my whatever write-up I did. I hope this is what a capstone project, sha.
Wow, I am blown away. I am blown. Can you take me back to that? That is it flow chart or something that looks like a pipeline. That when you overwrite like this, that the thing will grow in a different way. Wow, wow. Just scroll through slowly from the top to the bottom. Just scroll through.
Send the link on the group.
Yeah, that's just wanted to ask. Is it possible to host it somewhere because it looks like it's locally hosted on your
Yeah,
laptop
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
something?
yeah. I'll sit on my GitHub now. I'll send it to you. Or Vasil, anyone. I
All
think
right,
this is just HTML. I should post it on GitHub. Yeah, I'm coming.
all right, all right, all right. Wow, this is cool, man.
So pretty
How
and
long will
so
it take for
amazing.
you?
Hello, what did you say? I did not hear you.
I said, how long will it take? Do you think we can wait for you or we should move on to someone else? Whilst you
It
host
shouldn't
it on
take.
the website.
Okay, probably you should. Okay, you guys want to check it for yourself. I can. I think I can send it to when
Yeah,
someone
yeah, yeah.
represents me. I'm coming.
Okay,
Just
okay.
give me like a minute or two.
Okay. You can
So
stop sharing your screen then.
okay.
Wow, this is awesome, man. Well done. I love what I'm seeing. I could never come up with something like this. Looks so good. So good, man. I can't wait to share it to the world. I see what my people did. So Jasmine now. Let's have from you. Let's hear from you. Are you able to share your screen?
Right. So my screen, right? But I have a thing, so you can look at it real time without having to like. In case you can't see my screen, you can see it on your own screen. Is that fine?
Yes, that's fine. But we'd like to see your screen too. So that people that watch the recording can see what you are presenting.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, sorry about that. I did send a link though on the groups that you guys. I would hope you guys can open so that you can see the thing that I am about to present. But
All
I'm gonna
right.
share my screen as well. You can see.
Ah, it's you're a programmer. I think it of
Not
all me.
at all.
Hey, the link is not loading on my own side. Sha. Did you shorten the link or something? My browser does not open shortening.
What's in the what?
Did you shorten the link?
It's not working.
It's probably my own.
No, I didn't.
Just go
Oh,
ahead.
can you try
Browser.
to use open it? It's Chrome like me. Okay, no problem then. So hello everybody. This is I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can
Right?
see your screen. I can see it.
Right, right, right. Okay. So this is my very, very clearly unfinished capstone project. Don't worry, I should be done by this week too. So sorry about that. So um two topics that I did that really, really stood out to me during this AIPR program were cross-border and African data infrastructure. I've come to realize that they both they don't really talk too much about the same thing, but the both of them are part of something very large, and so like they can interconnect. So that's what I'm going to be explaining. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, yes.
Sorry about that. Okay,
Just went off.
right. Let me- Can you see my screen?
Like it shows that you are not
Right.
sharing your screen again.
Oh, okay. Let me do it again.
I try to
Sorry
share.
about that.
If please, when the link is ready, help us send it.
Me?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, Git. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can. Can you put your device in landscape mode?
Landscape. Yeah, it is in landscape.
So maybe still adjusting.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see it now.
So I'm gonna. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna start my thing now. My presentation is thing. So data crosses borders every day through cloud platforms, AI tools, banking systems, and research networks. So this micro website that I have that I sent the link by the way. So this microsite is going to explore cross-border data transfers, data infrastructure, and what both mean for digital sovereignty. Don't worry too much about the Nigeria and Kenya thing. So this is our okay, yeah, you see as we go. So the first concept that we'll be exploring is cross-border data transfers. I think the last presentation I did on the last presentation I did last week. So cross-border data transfers. It's a, cross-border data transfers is essentially when data crosses a border legally, though And so it happens because businesses need to make use of international cloud platforms. The researchers collaborate across countries, and digital services need to reach users wherever they are. But routine doesn't mean unregulated. So, because personal data can reveal very sensitive things about real people, most countries only allow it to live under specific conditions. What has to be true before data can live? So, data protection laws typically require one of the following before a transfer is allowed. I hope you guys still can see my screen. And if you can't see my screen, please make use of the link that I sent.
Yes,
Okay,
please,
thank you.
see your screen.
So these okay. So these are the requirements for the transfer of data. Adequacy determination is when the receiving country is officially recognized as having strong enough data protection standards. So we can trust this country with our data. Standard contractual clauses, pre-approved contract terms between the sender and the receiver that legally bind both sides to protect data. This is the kind of we're transferring the data to you because you are legally bound to protect this kind of thing. Then binding corporate rules, BCR, is an internal rule book approved by a regulator that lets a single company move data safely between its offices in different countries. It's kind of like if maybe a particular company has different branches in different countries, they are allowed to move data across countries to their branches in different countries. And then there's consent. Is essentially if I say that, oh yeah, you can use my data or you can have my data, I will allow you to transfer it to this country. So that's a requirement as well. Yeah. And then there are derogations as well. Those are exceptions that don't cover the things I've talked. Some data faces a higher bar. Health records, financial details, data, and other sensitive data carry a higher risk if mishandled. So both Nigeria, oh yeah, our main countries for this data protection thing are Nigeria and Kenya. We're going to be comparing Nigeria and Kenya's data protection laws. They apply stricter compliance requirements before this kind of data can cross a border. So, NDPA 2023 and the NDPC, this is for Nigeria. So, personal data is regulated through the NDPA Act 2023 and guidance from the NDPC, which replaced the earlier NDPR framework in 2019. Cross border transfers are permitted, but only when legal conditions and privacy safeguards are met. Sensitive data faces stronger compliance requirements, and the NDPC has continued to issue guidance clarifying how organizations should assess and document a transfer before it happens. And then Kenya is essentially the reason why we're comparing with Kenya is because their way of doing data protection or their own data protection regulations are similar to Nigeria's own. Personal data is regulated to the Data Protection Act of 2019, that's for Kenya, and guidance from the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner. Cross-border transfers are also allowed, but only with appropriate safeguards, lawful grants, or where consent is required. They make use of all the VCCs, FCCs, those things, BCRs rather, and then FCCs, those things that I mentioned here. So they also make use of it. That's why we're using them as a comparison. They have their own comparison. This is for the DPA Act 2023, and then this is for the DPA Act 2019 for Kenya. So both countries allow data to cross borders, but neither treat a transfer as automatic. The law expects protection, oversight, and justification before personal data moves outside of national borders. So same logic, different regulator model. The reason we're using them for comparison is because they have similar regulations. And then the next concept is data infrastructure. So every cross-border data transfer, as we've mentioned earlier, ultimately depends on physical infrastructure, somewhere for the data to be stored, a network to move it, and power to keep it all running. So Africa's data infrastructure footprint is growing fast, but it's still concentrated in a handful of hubs and is still constrained by real physical limits. So data center is a physical facility that is built to store, process, and secure digital information. It's like the infrastructure or like the physical behind the I don't okay. So software is not physical, but it's the physical behind the not physical. That's what data centers are, data infrastructure is. They make use of cloud services which make storage and computing power as an on-demand service. This is often what actually triggers a cross-border transfer. Choosing a cloud provider means choosing which country your data physically sits in. the network that carries the data. This is not too important. It's just like an explanation on data infrastructure. So there's fiber networks and submarine cables to move data between cities and continents, and internet exchange points to interconnect local networks without routing everything through an expensive international link. That's essentially what is explained there. And so there are constraints to data centers, especially in Africa, like stable power supply is one of the biggest factors determining where new capacity gets built. So this is not like the final design for the website. I like when I during the course of next week, this week, I'm still going to expand more on like recommendations for building suitable data centers and okay, I'll start talking more about it later. And then there's cooling constraints as well. So these are the main constraints on Africa data infrastructure: unreliable electricity, expensive construction and imported equipment, shortage of specialized technical skills, high cooling demands, weak inland fiber coverage in some areas. So these challenges explain why much African data is still hosted outside the continent, even as demand for local infrastructure keeps growing. So the connection between them. Two questions answer. So cross-border data rules, they decide where data may go, and then data infrastructure decides where data can actually stay. So if you treat them as separate topics, you kind of miss the point. And so like together, it's kind of like it shapes Africa's digital governance picture. Yeah. So the data protection laws decide where data may go. That's why we talk about cross-border data transfers. And then data infrastructure decides where data can stay. If a country wants to keep data local, it has to make its own data centers, power and cooling capacity to actually keep the data local. And then a law requiring local storage means nothing without somewhere to store it. So if a country wants data to move across borders securely, it needs both legal safeguards and reliable infrastructure. Connections fast and stable enough that the safeguards can actually be enforced in practice and not just on paper. So that's why data centers, fiber networks, and regulatory frameworks have to be discussed together and not separately. And so the things that are at stake, digital sovereignty, that's a country's ability to control its own data, is the concept that is sitting beside both halves of the story. When data is hosted abroad, it may be subject to foreign laws, added latency, and greater dependence on external providers. But when it's stored locally in well governed infrastructure, countries can improve control, support local markets, and reduce dependence on overseas systems. And it also matters for AI as well, because African AI systems need data, compute power, and local infrastructure to work well in real world settings. So, building useful AI for health, education, finance, agriculture, and public services takes both sound data governance and stronger digital infrastructure together and not separately. So, guys, I don't want to say that's the end, but that's kind of, I didn't really come up with recommendations because I'm still kind of seeing that through, and this was kind of rushed. But that's essentially that's essentially okay. It's true. I've not talked about it. My next, this is just like a description of the project. So this is like what I'm going to be doing next. So I'll expand the country comparison and add more African markets to the analysis, building out a fuller picture of how cross-border data transfer rules vary across the continent. Then I'll examine regional policy assignments. I'll look at how far individual national laws assign or diverge from continental frameworks like the African Union's data policy efforts and what that means for cross-border commerce. And then I'll map infrastructure conditions. So I'll go deeper on data infrastructure conditions needed to support secure, affordable, and efficient cross-border data flows at scale. So this is why it matters because Africa's digital future depends on both trust and infrastructure. So data laws create the rules, and data centers and networks make those rules workable. So understanding both things across more than two countries is one of the only ways to see where the continent is actually headed concerning this is AI and data governance. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much. That's all that I have to say. And then there's my glossary of terms. It just explains what I've talked about and words that might not be understood. And this is like these are my references, the primary sources behind my research on my microsite. Okay, thank you for talking to me.
Wow, 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 wow. Well done, Jasmine. This is good. This is good. So this provides like a very portable link that we could send out to people who want to share the work with to see what's up, right? So Would you still be making the finishing touches you spoke about?
So yeah, I will most definitely during the week. I should be done with it during this week.
Alright, so I need a date from you. I need a date because the policy review has virtually ended. So I just need a date from you to that when is it going to be ready so I could know that I'm getting the link from you that day.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll let you know.
No, like I need a date now. Like when will you be ready?
Oh, okay. Maybe around Wednesday or Tuesday.
No, let's pick one day. Which day will you be ready?
Ah, my God. Okay, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
Alright. So I'm writing it down. Wednesday. Wednesday. Wednesday, August 2026. Jasmine. All right. All right. All right. Well done, guys. I love the presentation so far. I cannot wait to see the next one. Oh my goodness. It looks so clean. Uh-huh. I am blown away, man. Yeah, so Jordan, would you like to present now? Let me know. Let me just get a signal from you if you're able to present.
Yes, I can present.
All right. All right. All right. Please go ahead. So Jasmine, just to be safe, right? That GitHub link was not opening. So please, can you try putting it on Vercel and hosting it from there? Because I was able to access it. Yeah, this link opened. This link opened. Thank you so much. This link opened. Jasmine, just confirm that you heard me. Jasmine, did you hear me?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you want
Okay.
me to do it on Vercel, right? Like what gift did I can do that?
All right.
I can
Yeah.
try any.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, please, my screen is showing.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Jordan,
Yeah,
it
so
was the when I was checking the site, I saw that the purple line is actually interactive. I was blown away.
mm,
Gift, where is
so
this
this is my
pipeline for network? Jordan, sorry to interrupt you.
okay.
I just wanted to ask, like that line that was glittering, that thing that looked like pipeline from the left to the right. I cannot see it on the site. What happened?
It's not. It's only render properly on laptop. Won't render very
All
well.
right.
You These
Jordan, I'm not
pipelines.
distracted. Please go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. So this is my capstone project. This is a website about how AI, or should I say the gravity of putting AI in position of making decisions. So now the main problem is a developer maybe makes a chatbot. They feed it context from maybe the company's about and its database, and that's what it builds on. Then the owners of the company or the websites now host the chatbots on their websites. So now if the AI now hallucinates and gives a wrong response to someone who's now at fault. And let me just scroll to the first case study. Okay, this case one is about Air Canada. So there's this guy, Jake Moffat. He lost, I think he lost his girlfriend, yes. Then after he lost her, he realized that there's a grievance disagreement. Basically, if you lost someone, they usually give you some form of discount. Then he asked the chatbots, that please, do you guys still offer these discounts? And he replied with yes. He now said, okay, how do I go about it? Then within the steps, he mentioned something about you have to buy the ticket first. Then when you get to the airport, they will give you your discounts. So when he got to the airport and now asked how, like, I've bought the ticket, can I get my discounts? The attendant was like, no, you can't. That you're meant to do it before you buy the ticket. Now it's too late. And that was a very serious problem because he has already lost the discount. So he had to actually sue Air Canada. And when they went to the courts, the Air Canada guys, they pledged not guilty. That is the chatbot's fault. But at the end of the day, they settled it to if you're hosting the chatbots, it has to be on you, even if it's the developers that made the problem. But the fact you chose this chatbot as a representative of the company on the websites, it means it is on you. The same way if you had an employee and the employee made a mistake, it'll still be on the company. Whether you choose to fire the employee after is fully on you. So the second case was a 63-year-old man. He had transient ischemic attack. And the healthcare system actually made use of ChatGPT to know if it was that serious or not. And ChatGPT said no, it wasn't that serious. So he delayed his treatment, which led to a worse case. So you can see how, and sometimes AI hallucinates. So it can give you very reassuring answers that yes, I am 100% sure that this is in fact true. Meanwhile, it is very wrong. But if it was, like, let's go back to case one. If it was maybe a new employee that wasn't familiar with the situation, he would have still made the mistake of saying yes, but he won't do it with 100% certainty. He might actually decide to go back and ask the manager or reference maybe the user manual or something, but he won't have given that 100% assurance. But chatbots are designed to always give 100% assurance because they don't have the ability to give, try to say, answers on a spectrum. It's either black or white. There's no gray area for them. So it's either 100% yes or 100% no. There's no in between. So now the problem is now, okay, who takes responsibilities? Because in this scenario, if anybody is actually wrong, is the developers of the AI. But since hallucination cannot be coded out of the chatbots, it becomes a problem because it is just inherently built into the system. So who now takes the fault? Will it be the company? And the companies can't do away with these chatbots because everybody's putting pressure on everybody to go to the future. Like, I don't know if we've all noticed a trend. There are even sites that have nothing to do with AI. They always have AI powered, AI this, chatbots, even if they don't have use. So is that pressure that is still forcing them to keep the chatbots? So yes, let me just quickly scroll through the websites. You could just see it. I think that's all. Okay, so there's also another. Uh, just pardon how the UI looks. It was just better on laptop, even though it's still okay here. So now,
What if you put it in desktop mode?
okay, let me see. Okay, this is better. I don't know if you can still see the screen properly.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay. Okay, so now it's not every AI decision deserves the same level of oversight. So there are decisions you can allow AI to make freely. Those are low stakes
You could put your
situations.
phone in landscape mode too.
Okay. There are situations you can give AI the benefit of the doubt to choose for us, like playlist recommendations, travel information, just general small. You can put AI in a game to help you make decisions. Because at the end of the day, you don't lose much from that. But on the other side, we have high stakes situations like medical decisions, welfare eligibility, things that have to do that can actually affect someone's life. Those situations have to have some form of human oversight. Like the chatbot cannot have the ultimate final answer. Someone else has to maybe take in, supervise it, recheck it. Maybe the chatbot can give a temporary answer for now. Then later, the main maybe manager or employee can now review its charts for the day and correct any mistake he could have made. So yes, stronger government policies have to be put in place to govern these things. Yeah, thank you. So any questions? Um, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah,
No, but that was really good. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Like the work is so clean, man. So clean, so clean. Yeah. Jasmine, wait, I just wanted to quickly say, I was saying that you should please put your work on Vercel. The GitHub link was not loading. This just help,
Yeah,
help
I'm
to do that.
so sorry. I'm still trying to work around that.
All right, all right.
I'll send it when I'm
Jordan, that
done, though.
was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I can't wait to share. I can't wait to share this project with the world. Share the project with anybody who cares to see. And yeah, that was wonderful. So what's going to be happening over the coming week is that if you are still making some changes or updates to your project, please let me know. Like Jasmine just informed me now, so I'll be waiting for her till Wednesday. Um, right? Can you confirm that you can hear me, please? Hello, Bright. Can you hear me? Okay. So, Bright and Timileyin have not been able to finish their capstone project. So, I don't know. Could you guys give a date when that's going to be ready? Like, if it was available, it would have been so nice if we could just play it here and everybody like get to listen to it. But can you give a date when when the podcast is going to be ready? Because they are doing something really creative. I was really looking forward to seeing it.
Good evening. On behalf of me and Timmy Lane, on Friday would be perfect for the project to be ready. Um, so sorry we had to delay for beyond the agreed time.
Friday this week.
Yes, on Friday this week. Yeah.
All right. I'm writing that down. Oh, see Timileyin here. Timileyin, welcome. Can you hear me?
Okay. Jesus Christ. You, you almost give me a heart attack, Abi. Eh? Ha.
Timileyin, can you unmute your mic? Let's know that you are still alive.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So, as I was following both of you up, you people cannot tell me that you have not started working on this thing. Let me carry
We
my mind and give you people alone. So I would have just shared this link now that, oh, guys, come and join our policy reviews closing ceremony, and then nothing to show. Gibbs, please, can you share the banner for the event again so it can be on the screen? Let everybody be seeing it. That picture, please. Similar, what happened?
okay.
I'm living in Filili now. Even Motizo have finished me like this. I went to one barbing salon to go and charge. I
Yeah.
was expecting, although I'm not, I cannot, I just don't even really have a solid excuse for now. My
Since
my
last
I
have
so I need to stop.
you went to? agree that you do this podcast.
We were supposed to do it yesterday night. I was expecting NEPA to be late. Unfortunately, they did not. For me to be able to call, I came. I'm on the call late. What's the time, sir? I had to go to one barbing salon. Hospital. I finished my life. We don't stay out there up to now. And
Sorry, I said that people should give me dates. Bright has given his own dates, but you come and give me dates
okay,
because I'm hoping that something will happen. Which date will you people submit this podcast now?
which day did Bright give?
No, you don't need to hear the date Bright gave you. Which date are you giving?
Um, within the course of this week, I'm having test tomorrow and on Thursday. So, by Saturday, I must go to Bright's house to do that. We'll try our best. I think by Saturday.
Uh, I've played both of you against yourself. Bright say Friday, you say Saturday. Me, I have bias for the shortest time.
I
So Friday it
didn't know.
is.
Um,
Friday it
honestly, I did
is.
not know his.
I must
I,
do
I said,
I
I
must do
said, that,
that.
I'm having test on Thursday, and that
Hey, you finish test on Thursday now. So you do podcast on Friday. Abina.
I'll try my best.
Eh,
Go to Bright's
so you
house
people
though.
should provide your podcast also. Now it be like say now you people are making me look as if I'm the one that doesn't even know capstone project to do.
Sorry, sir. We'll do
Me
that.
that I went to do institutional AI policy and AI strategy. So everybody is just bringing very, very complicated stuff. I'm not looking like the novice here. I need to go and do something serious with my life. I don't know where Ezekiah is. I don't know what's going on. It's not responding to me. I don't know what's up. So let's try to gradually call this. Let's start drawing the curtains on the meeting today. So first things first. I want to say a big thank you to you guys. Right. This has been almost 3 months now, and it has been a stretch, right? It has been a serious stretch. Every Sunday evening, it has literally become like part of your schedules every week. And I really appreciate your commitment. I really appreciate your effort. Like I think the first mountain to climb was even the application process. The application process was really, really tedious. It was tedious. And but went through different phases after the essay. Then I still called all of you guys, spoke to people, then we still cut out some people again from there. Then even when we joined the team, like two people have left us already. And we are where we are right now. And I'm just so grateful. We have grown, we have changed, we have become experts at different things. And it's just so beautiful to see. I've been seeing posts from Jordan, I've been seeing posts from Jasmine. I used to see Bright liking my own posts. I have not seen a lot of his own posts, but I know he has posted. I can't remember the last time I saw a post from Timilein, but then it's all right. So it's been a stretch, right? And I just really want to appreciate you for your commitment and your effort. I want to believe that your expectations from this program to an extent have been met, right? And what you're looking to gain, what you're looking to achieve. If you remember, I told us at the beginning of this program that we are the products of this policy review, who will eventually become, what we eventually do, and the competencies we eventually gain, right? That is what we are going to be taking away from this policy review. You could make a report. Initially, I was actually hoping that we could have some engagements with people in the public sector, people who are working in this space, maybe reach out to them or something. But then, things are quite dynamic and things have taken their turn. And I feel like we are not on the lesser side in any way, even if we're not able to do that in the course of this program. We have seen expatriates, we have seen business executives from all across the world, outside the continent, interact with the content that we have put out on LinkedIn, right? And we've gotten some reasonable recognition for this work. And it's not just about the presentations, it's not just about the research that we have done, it's not just about the website, right? What you're doing now, You're going to be getting certificates of participation. I don't know if I told us, but yeah, you're going to be getting certificates. If you remember, that was part of things we promised on the flyer that you probably saw when you signed up for this. So we're going to be getting certificates of participation. Those will be sent out to us later this week. And this is obviously something you can put on your CV. Everybody here has handled some serious work regarding AI and AI policy. And if not anything, even if you didn't handle, you have learned a lot. Many of us have had to sacrifice meetings, um, trek miles to find internet, trek around to find power to charge our devices, sacrifice our time, sacrifice our Saturdays, our nights, our Sunday afternoons, right, to get our presentations ready for our meetings. And it's just so impressive to see the level of commitment and dedication that we have all put together. So yes, the policy review is coming to an end, but the vision of a sovereign and AI sovereign Africa does not end here. And I've shared with us before about the AI Nexus. The AI Nexus is the second next leg, not let me say second leg. The AI Nexus is the next lap, the next phase of this vision. And the AI Nexus is a Pan-African member-led community of people who are shaping Africa's AI future. And I mean it in every sense of the word. Imagine what we do in the policy review, but it's now translated into physical action in the real world, right? We're going to be joined by AI engineers, AI developers, business leaders, CEOs, educators, people from several walks of lives, right, to really strategize on how in our own different capacities we can mobilize capital, mobilize people, and really ensure that we take charge of Africa's AI destiny and we create a future for Africa in AI that we want. For me, this program started as, oh, let's just read let's just read all the national AI strategies and AI policies that exist on the continent. That was the picture I had in mind when I was recording that video that I used to promote the program. But as we got into it, we saw different things that we did not emphasize before now. We have looked at AGI, we have looked at AI in defense, we have looked at mineral resources, we have looked at alternative sources of energy for AI, we have looked at a lot of things. And I'm so grateful. The concept I had, because when I started reading about AI and the whole thing, I saw how many things I wanted to investigate, how many things I wanted to learn about. But there was just no end to the learning. I couldn't do it alone by myself. So I thought, wow, why not bring more people? That if we could learn faster and learn from each other, then that means that at the end of 13 weeks, we would have all learned, or 16 weeks, which I initially thought it was going to be. At the end of 16 weeks, we would have all learned more than anyone would have learned alone in those 16 weeks, and would have sort of multiplied our impact. I'm looking forward to seeing us, work in the public sector, work with private sector, advising people on the development of AI infrastructure, advising people on the adoption of AI, advising governments on the ethics of AI, and a bunch of other things, right? I'm looking forward to seeing the initiatives we will go on to start from here. I know we have been exposed to a lot of things. We had some structure regarding slides, some structure regarding writing, right? I was not shocked to see reference sections in all our work, right? Because that's the culture here. When you do research, when you read up on stuff, you add references to it. And I know this has shaped us in different ways. We have probably built more slides than we have built in our entire lives at this point, right? Maybe I can't say that. There was something I did last year that made me build like 2 slides or 1 slide every week, and I did that for like 4 months or 6 months thereabouts. Well, many of us probably haven't built this many slides before in our lives, and there's just a way it stretches you. There's a way it builds you, and when you're talking about the work you have done here, do well to actually put this program is a learning program, and we all just gathered here to learn together. Even I myself, there are different presentations that have come to listen to here, and I'm literally clueless as to what we are saying sometimes. As much as I might feel like, oh, I'm the one that convened the program, I probably have an idea, but there are a lot of things I don't know. So I just want to confirm that we can still hear me whilst I go ahead with my closing address of some sort. You can give a thumbs up. You can mute your mic. Just confirm that you can still hear me, please. All right. Thank you very much. So we all know that the Capstone project was not part of the bargain before, right? But as we proceeded through to the end of the program and we're about calling it a day, um, I saw a need to sort of culminate, climax, or pick all the things we found, all the knowledge we've gathered, right, in something that we could show forth to people, in something we could present to people that okay, see what we created here, see what we created here. And yes, I'm so happy to see the work that we have done. Different sites we've built in very interactive sources of knowledge for people who are actually looking to investigate Africa's AI landscape better. And I'm so impressed. For those who have not completed their capstone, I want you to know that I'm so excited. I'm at the edge of my seat to see what your capstone project is going to be like, and I can't wait to share to the world to see. So, guys, this is just the beginning. I've barely scratched the surface. The AI Nexus is coming up. Eventually, the AI Nexus, by God's grace, we host physical events, we host hackathons, we do outreach to communities, we would facilitate funding sessions for startups, facilitate funding for data AI infrastructure on the African continent. The vision is very widespread. I never stop learning, I never stop reading because I know that it demands a lot. So if you still like to like engage with this concept of AI, and the AI Nexus is just beyond AI policy development. The AI Nexus is a melting point. It's a cocktail of everything AI and Africa, right? I think if you read my bio, you see I say I'm at the nexus of AI and society, and that's really what it is. So it's going to be beyond AI policy. As we have seen, we called it the policy review, but we have done many things that are probably even not exactly policy related, right? So yes, just off the top of my head, Jasmine, you mentioned about adding a recommendation to your work. Please, I'm going to be so glad to see you go ahead to do that, right? Because the goal is not just to point out the problems, but also point out solutions. So in a few minutes, in a minute thereabouts, I just want to go through my notes to be sure I'm not missing out anything. Um, I've mentioned that I'm going to be sharing the certificates with us. Okay, yes. So something that's going to happen too, right? Please, on the group chat, I don't know if we've done that before, but on the group chat, please send your headshot, right? Send your headshot, a professional headshot at best. And I'm not saying you should go to a photographer shop to take a picture. Just take a picture of you well dressed with clear lights on a plain background or a nice background, facing forward. You just take that headshot and send it to the group chat because we're going to be making a flyer to just show all the people that have worked on the policy review. And then I also need a volunteer for something. I want to like collate the materials that we've created. So we have the team outputs folder. This is also a reminder that if you've created any slides, written any abstract or summary that you have not uploaded to the Google Drive, you know how we do it. You just create a folder with the name of that week or that date of presentation, and you upload it to that folder. So please, let's endeavor to do that. I see a number of us have not uploaded anything for last week, so please let's do that also. I've spoken to us about moving some of our stuff to Vercel so that the link is more accessible for people. And please take this week to refine your work. Take this week to clean up your work. If you still have any changes you want to make to it, please take this week to do that. So what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the week is going through the team outputs. I'm still exploring the possibility of coming up with like a 10, 12 page report on what we've found in the course of the policy review. Yeah, so that's going to need me to like go through all the papers, all the documents that we've gathered. I'm not sure how possible that's going to be because it's going to be a lot of work that I don't think I have the time to do right now. But if someone is open to working on that for us, I would appreciate it. So there's that. There's also the recordings, right? I wanted to like rename the recordings on YouTube so that they can properly reflect the topics that were examined within those sessions. So that's also part of what I'm going to do. Then eventually, once we have finalized all the capstone projects, I'm going to be reaching out to the people I mentioned to just show them the products that we've made from this program. Right. So something else I also want us to do is to please send in like a 50 word, one, two, three paragraph summary of what your capstone project is about. So like just like an abstract, a executive summary of what the capstone project is about, so that we can say that okay, like if we are posting it somewhere now, we can just say, okay, this is what this capstone project is about, and we can attach the link. This is what this capstone project is about, and we can attach the link. So please, I would appreciate that you can send it to the group chat. Yeah, so yes, you can send to the group chat. That would be probably be the best place to send it. So please, if we can do that immediately after this call, that would be awesome too. Like I said earlier, certificates will be sent out to us. Just trying to look out if I'm missing any other thing. Dub, 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 dub. Yeah, I think that's the bulk of it. That's the bulk of it. I'm so proud of us. Is there anybody that likes to say anything? Okay, yes, I forgot something. So please, we'll be requiring you in the name of God. We'll be begging you, please, 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 please. No matter how bad your camera is, please, please, please help us record a 30 to 45-second video stating what your experience has been like in the policy review, what you have learned, what you have gained, how it has been, if it was stressful, if it was painful, if it almost broke your back, if it almost broke your heart, like whatever it was. Well, please, the good parts, because I'm going to be posting the video online, right? So please just take a this week, please, by the end of the week, say Wednesday, please. Wednesday. I'm begging you guys, please help record a 30 to 45-second video of yourself, just stating what the experience has been in the policy review, the topics you have examined, the things you have learned, how it has been, and what you look forward to doing in the future. So please just please help us record the video and send it on WhatsApp, probably as a document so that the quality does not reduce. Or you can upload it to the Google. Don't upload it to the Google Drive, please, so that my storage space does not finish. Right, you can send it on WhatsApp. You can send it on WhatsApp. I would really appreciate that, and then we can go ahead and collate it. So we're going to be making an edit of the videos. Yeah. So just for documentation processes, because we are not paying you for this. We don't have any incentive for this program. You chose to sign up for it, and we are glad that you have learned from it. But we want you to be able to point to something you did last week, last month, last year, 2 years ago, right? And be able to say that, oh, check out this was what I did, this was what I did, this was what I did. And people can actually go back to it for reference sake. Because when you start applying for stuff and you want to refer to things like this that you've done, having references you can point to are going to be very important. And that's the goal of the video. So please, 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 I'm begging us, let's record the video and let's get it across. Let's get it across. So I'm also going to be recording my video because I probably have like an intro part and ending part. And yeah, that I'm going to be adding to the video. Am I missing out anything? So yes, I just want to leave the floor open. Does anybody have anything to share, anything to say, contributions, how the policy review has been for you, feedback, if you are happy, if you are sad, I don't know. Anything you want to say? For me, for one, I'm going to miss these meetings, right? AI policy is something I read up on in my free time. That's what I watch when I'm free. That's what I study when I'm free. So yes, I'll still be doing this even after this policy review ends. But just having this community of people who are actually very passionate about this stuff, who are working on it too. Probably not in policy alone. We have programmers amongst us, right? It's so dear to my heart. When I sent the message that the policy review was going to come to an end, I almost cried that day because it was so emotional for me. I'm not even kidding right now. Like it was so emotional for me. It feels like as if when your baby is growing up and your baby has to go, the baby has to go to secondary school or go to university or something. Like yeah, I it's so emotional. That's what I can say. So yeah, feel free to unmute your mic and just share it or two with us as you gradually call it a day. Please, the floor is open. Feel free to unmute your mic.
Nothing for me, Sha.
Just say something. Just find something to say, please.
Okay, something to say. Okay, something to say. Ah, well, I don't know. I kind of was writing. Can you guys hear me, Sha? We can just yeah. I was
Yeah, we
writing.
can hear.
I was writing like I mean for this site because today I was writing like a recommendation of. I actually did not generate it today. I actually wrote it with my, from my experience. I actually wrote quite some words now, and from what I wrote, I can like pick up some things to say. What I wrote was that there are a lot of things like there are a lot of like this thing really taught me some quite a lot of things. Like I don't think if I did not sign up for this program, I might not know some quite a lot of. I might not even think where I'm thinking currently now. For example, now I don't think I've ever gone to YouTube to all these documentaries that I now watch like as a normal thing. Like sometimes when I'm just bored, I can just go to YouTube and just like watch documentaries on this. Go to CNN, CNBC, watch GW, like all those things I've already like they're already part of my YouTube feed because when I'm doing research for all these things I watch I like watching YouTube videos. I think I've said this quite a lot of times. So basically I don't think about the national program. Things like that will not be part of me. Also again, like when you were saying that I think Ezekiel was correct when he was saying that I've not designed as much as that's why I documented it. I think I designed about 8 slides too, and everything is inside my Google folder. So in a way, it has helped me. In fact, for my what's it called? For my defense, I'm already telling people that if you want to do slides, I'm in for business. So that's part of
Wow.
like what we just slide on 12K per slide. That's just by the way. But this is just a good time. That's just- There are also plenty of other things that are in my head that I think I also said it. That was when the time that Ezekiel was passing the questionnaire that there are some things in my head that I cannot be able to share. That is only meant for me and me alone. So all those kind of stuff now they like they are shape they are shaping me, sha. So basically, I mean it's partly the end, but not the end for me, sha. Because I know that definitely the yours because the this thing still keeps going. Yeah, that's everything I have to say. I've said a lot.
Thank you so much, Gift. Thank you so much. I'm going to be publishing a write-up about building in the background. I don't know if you guys saw my LinkedIn post about a stakeholder consultation that I went for sometime, I think last week Monday. No, not this last week, just from like upper week Monday, right? And or was it the week before? I can't remember now.
Oh
And
wow.
to engage with I got to engage with someone who worked. I don't know who was sending me. Okay, I don't think it was you guys. I think it was Daniel. Somebody sent me a review that somebody did of Nigeria's national AI strategy. And I saw somebody from that particular NGO that invited me for that stakeholder consultation. So the person that did the analysis of the national AI strategy was at that event. I had sent him a connection request and I was waiting for him to accept it so that I can send him a DM on LinkedIn. And lo and behold, he was right there in flesh and blood in front of me. And him and a couple of other people. And then I just got to engage with people about AI and AI policy. That was when I realized that I was so knowledgeable about it. Like once I just start talking, everybody just keep quiet, everybody just looking at me. And then I realized I could pull a lot of facts, mention a lot of names, give recommendations, this and this and this, this and this and this and this and this. That was when I knew that wow, okay, I've been building myself, right? So I feel like when we keep building this way, the only thing between you and when the opportunity will come, as somebody will say, hey, come work with me, come and do this with me. It's just time. It's just time. It's just time. Like you just need 2 minutes, 2 minutes to open your mouth and you can signal to the whole room that hello, I'm the one that you need to solve your problem for you. Right. So that's just I once said something that you have to be delusional about what you are building. Right. We know that this is the future. We know that AI is coming for Africa. We know that Africa is rising in AI. And we are positioning ourselves strategically to be able to profess solutions to governments, to business leaders regarding the adoption and the implementation of artificial intelligence. And when people are talking about, oh, AI is taking people's jobs, this kind of jobs are kind of jobs that cannot go when AI comes around because it cannot be automated. It's a job that deals with people, right? So when people talk about AI taking people's skill, motion design, graphic design, all those things, I don't even really care about it because I am the one discussing which kind of jobs AI can take, which kind of jobs AI will take. So AI cannot come and take my job, right? And then, yeah, I just wanted to point it out that you have grown so much over these weeks that you probably cannot even tell until somebody just mistakenly asks you about AI in public. That's when you realize that wow, I've actually learned about a lot of things that many people don't know. So yeah, the floor is still open. Anybody that would like to share before before we close? Jasmine, Jordan, Bright. You see, we are not so much here. Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. I think for me, this is actually my first work outside of regular learning. Like my first task outside of regular learning. I think I've done some courses. I've studied some things, but I mean, like putting my time. Should I say putting my time? No. Maybe going through some things and having to reflect on them. Well, this is my own first. How will I put it? Should I say engagement outside of regular consumption? Yes, and how will I put it? I think my comfort zone is like a very big mansion, so it's just very easy for me to reach out to the things that I love doing and not getting to step out of the house to see how it actually looks like. So that is actually what the project has taught me. I'm not perfect. I was not perfect at it, but I feel like maybe consistency can really shape in how I view certain things and also have a clearer picture of what what I'm doing currently. I have not thought beyond having a degree. Not like I haven't had thoughts about it, but um, I mean after university, it's just going to be landing a job or But I feel like maybe curiosity can can be applied and can really show something. So the African AI policy review, it really showed a lot of, how do I put it? It's like there is another world going on that a lot of people are not aware of. It's very strange, but I mean, you were saying something about knowledge or being knowledgeable in this area. Like I feel like a lot of people, it's not even on the front line. Like I mean, apart from those frontier nations that are developing AI, but I mean, in Africa, it's not even on the front line, and we need to really catch up in, let's say, the structure, the laws, the policies that we put in. So when we finally have some of the resources, there is already a laid out template, and it's something that needs to be reviewed, needs to be checked in. So that's for me. That's how the experience has been. I really thank God for this opportunity. It has been a nice time. Uh, it has been a nice time. So that's for me. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. I'm so happy that you're able to be a part of this. I know it has not been easy. I know you've had to go the extra mile to be here, had to make some sacrifices that many of us would not have had to make like to be here. And it's just so beautiful to see the efforts, the commitment, the dedication to still show up regardless of all these seeming obstacles or challenges. right? So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. So Jordan, would you like to share anything with us? Jasmine, would you like to share anything with us? And just to add, we're actually going to be sending like feedback forms for the entire program. We've been having feedback forms per week. We eventually stopped that due to different reasons. Would send out a feedback form for the program. So please, these thoughts that you've shared with us, feel free to put it there, right? We'll probably create the feedback form so that you don't have to type a lot to respond to it. But in the area where you have to type, please feel free to power out your heart, because it really helps with documentation. Yes, Jasmine, I saw you muted your mic. You can go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. Hi, actually, oh my gosh. So I just wanted to see essentially the same thing as Bryce. I I don't do anything if it's not school. Like a lot of people, if you ask people that read it, like it's only book that is inside my head. So I just wanted to try something different for a change. And so when I saw it, I wasn't really sure if I should or if I shouldn't do it. But then I was like, I wanted to try something that was not necessarily school based. So that's why I decided to give it a try. And I'm happy to have done it so far because I've learned a lot about things that I didn't think I would learn. Like so much that I didn't know before, I know now. And I'm so happy for all the knowledge because of this program. It's so nice to see that there's like so many more interesting things that I can do outside of my school environment. So it's just nice to be doing something that does not have to do with knowing book and something that I can apply somewhat practical knowledge to. So it was nice to meet a bunch of new people and do new things and learn new things. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're able to learn a lot of things. I same here. I learned a lot, a whole bunch of things, right? And I'm not the same for it again. I just want to remind us again that there are opportunities out there for us. I think I've shared some links with us before. Some of them might look like research opportunities for now, but then please feel free to update your CV, add this to your CV. We'll be getting certificates across to you. And yep. Jordan, do you want to share some thoughts before we go?
Um, the policy review was overall just a good experience. And at least I got some opportunities to actually make research. I wanted to say how making research on a topic actually feels like. And now I think I'm knowledgeable in some aspects of AI. I really wasn't, because I was more interested in the technical parts. Like usually I'm more interested in the technical parts of anything. While I'm studying engineering. Like now I got to see more of the psychological, the policy parts, the parts that have nothing to do with computer science. So yes, overall it was a really good experience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's great to hear from you. So I don't know. You know this feeling where you have a friend you have not seen for a long time, and then you just have moments of silence. You have gisted about everything you want to gist about, but you don't want to leave the person alone. That's what I'm feeling right now, man. Oh my god. Like I don't have anything to say again. I'm just like, wow, will this meeting just end now? And oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just be on the call for a few minutes. Let me see if I remember anything. I don't know what to do again. Oh my god. What's serious heading? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please, let's not leave the call. The call will end by 8, right? But I just want to see if there's any other thing I want to say, what to do before we go. Oh my god. Uh, so sad. Every good thing has and so they say. So please send your videos. Other we are going to collect the documents the memories of this program. Like I said, almost all our sessions recordings are on YouTube. Yes, please, guys. I mentioned the need for volunteers. I know the policy review has ended, but please, if the Lord is touching it on your heart, what's going on? If the Lord lays it on your heart, right, for you to please volunteer with me, right, in these last few days. I just need like an extra hand to collate some stuff. Please feel free to reach out to me. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. The AI Nexus is also kicking off. We're going to start up with a few meetings. Then, as we get momentum, we'll eventually start planning for a physical event. Um, yep. Just wanted to emphasize the need for documentation also, right? When you're doing all this stuff, as you can remember from the sole beginning of this program, I kept emphasizing that please post on LinkedIn, post on LinkedIn, post on LinkedIn, post online, post on LinkedIn, post online, right? Whichever way you choose to do it, the goal is to be able to document what you have done. Right now, just look for a topic you have posted on LinkedIn about, and type your name, just your first name, and type that topic, and see what Google will bring out. You'll probably find your LinkedIn post. If not the first layer, you see your name on the second layer, right? And that's what happens. You start orchestrating opportunities towards yourself. You start crafting opportunities for yourself that nobody has ever seen before. I remember when I when I made a video of this policy review, somebody sent me something that he loves how I'm crafting my path. And the truth of the fact is this: I don't know any Nigerian that is my age that is working in AI policy. I don't know any African, except the people that are in this policy review. I don't know any African on this continent that is learning about the things I'm learning about, that is building the competencies I'm building at this age. So I've gone ahead to create what I've never seen before. And that's what I'm doing with the AI Nexus also. And that's what I started to do with this policy review. Right. There are some people that work in AI policy, but most of them are just think tanks full of people in their millennials and baby boomers. Right. So I'm positioning myself for the next decade. I'm positioning myself for the next 5, 10, 20 years. Right. That when they are looking for people who are an authority in this field, that'll be one of them. At the meantime, there's not a lot of financial gains from it. But yeah, I think that's fine because I'm so convinced about what I'm doing. I'm so convicted about what I'm building, and anything that is going to last will take some time. And I enjoy every bit of it. I enjoy every step of the way. Yes, there are some days just throwing out these fun facts. There was a day I was like, wow, let's just stop this policy review. Like I'm even tired. Like what even happened? Say like let's just stop. What's going on? Enough is enough. But thank God I did not stop. Right. Thank God I did stop, and we have come through to the end, and it's so beautiful to see. So thank you so much, people. I'm short of words now, guys. You cannot explain. I cannot use words to explain the how emotional this is for me. Right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your efforts. God bless you. Thank you so much for making out the time. Thank you so much for making out the effort. This is going to be the last meeting of the policy review. We'll send out your certificates to you. Please feel free to go through your work. You can still post LinkedIn posts on the things you've researched before. If you're unable to make a LinkedIn post, please post it on Substack. Substack has as much visibility as LinkedIn does. Like when you put your stuff out there, like it's easy for people to find. Right. So please, if you can't post it on LinkedIn, post it on Substack. If if that is more accessible for you, because I understand that a number of us don't have access to our LinkedIn accounts at the moment. Right. Um, any other questions before we call it a day? This is the final meeting of the policy
Just
review.
mention my name, bro.
Gift, what did you say?
I say just mention my name. I think I'm the only one that don't have access to LinkedIn.
Sorry. So please just post it on Substack. Post it on Substack. And if I see any opportunities that I believe would be a good fit for, I've shared some with us before. I'll still share it with us on the group chat. Um, yeah. Please join the AI Nexus. It's going to be awesome. We are shaping Africa's AI future, and yeah, we are shaping Africa's AI decade. That's what we're doing in the AI Nexus. It's a Pan-African community. It's led by members, and you know we are building the future there. We are building the future there. That will be the next hub of the next decision makers in Africa in regarding AI, as far as AI is concerned. Right. So please join the AI Nexus. Join the AI Nexus. I'll send you a certificate of participation. Just resend the video recording. Just submit your capstone projects. If you have not, make updates and edits to the ones that you have done. I think you guys can already tell that I'm just so sad. Like, what will I do in my Sunday evenings now after this policy review ends? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Die. Yeah. If there's any other thing, I'll let us know. Just a soft reminder to please send the summaries of your capstone project on the group chat so that it's easy to document it. I've already created a Google Doc that contains the link to the capstone project. I wanted to confirm something. Does Vassal link, does it expire? Like if you put your project on it, so that I don't send the link to someone and the person tell me they can't open
No,
it.
it
Okay. All right. So Jasmine, please, Wednesday, Bright and Timileyin, Friday, I beg. Let us see this wonderful podcast that you want to make for us. And please send a video of your feedback. Please, when is this the deadline for that? Just 30, 45 seconds. You can do a selfie video. You can get somebody to hold the camera for you. Freestyle it. You don't have to read from a script. It's good enough. Thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate your effort and your commitment. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful evening. Yeah. If it's your meet your mic and say anything you want to say the last time. Oh my god, this is so emotional, guys. Oh, oh no, so emotional. I'll miss all of you. I miss everybody. I miss this. I miss it. Ah, I know some of us are forming ad guy. I say we will not miss anything, but sha, I know you miss it too. You just don't want to say anything, but it's fine. See you at the top. Let me stop recording this video. All right, good night,
Oh,
guys. Let's have
thank
an
you.
awesome evening. I've come to the
Thank
end of